your reaction to the solid waste proposed increase?
So I think Torontonians should take a good hard look at the budget here. There are some big hits and some changes, and obviously Council's going to have to do a lot of work. I'm concerned that for the very first time, Torontonians are going to have to pay a fee if they do the good thing of moving from a big garbage bin down to a small garbage bin. We've always offered that as a free service to encourage recycling. It looks like we might be abandoning that incentive. So that's going to be a big debate at Council.
Is there a sense in putting money aside for repairs or replacement of new garbage trucks if the city may well end up contracting out garbage east of Yonge?
Well, we've just hit the point where whatever our future holds, we need some new trucks. It's to the point where the cost of repairing our existing trucks is bigger than the cost of buying new trucks. So we're going to need some new trucks no matter what future path we're taking.
But if we contract out, they'll be GFL or private trucks, right?
Well, we did hear from city staff today that for this year at least, there's a mechanism where we could buy the trucks, and even if we did in some future day contract some of it out, we would still have a use for some of the commercial pickup that we do on Main Street. So we can buy some trucks this year without making our minds up about that longer term question.
What was the impact of contracting out? Is that why we're seeing an increase?
There is a relationship between contracting out, and this is something that those of us who are opposed always warned people about. There's an automatic escalator in the contract. The price of private pickup goes up every year, this year by 2%, irrespective of what inflation is. So it's going up faster than inflation. So it's actually costing Torontonians more to have contracted out service this year than it did last year.
Also about that $8 fee for larger items being picked up?
Yes, there is a new fee for bulk items to be picked up. Again, this is one of the ones I'm going to have to take a closer look at. It's a bit of a surprise, and the way that they're recovering the money or recovering the cost of picking up couches and mattresses is spread across everybody. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. This one budget so far of the three we've seen today is the one that's going to need the most work.
What about the $25 to change the bin size?
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is putting this new charge of $25 for going from a medium or a large bin down to a small bin. That's a complete disincentive. We want people going to small bins. It saves us money from having to landfill, and it protects the environment. Why would you create a disincentive?
And previously that was free?
It's always been free up until this proposal, that if you go from a large or medium-sized bin down to a small bin, because you're doing the right thing by the environment, that was free to you. This budget proposes charging $25 to families who make that good choice. I don't think that's the right path. It's one of the issues we're going to have to debate as this budget goes forward.
What was the rationale given for that?
Yeah.
Well, can I just say it was consultants. So the City of Toronto hired KPMG to go look at what each thing the solid waste department does costs, and then try to allocate that cost back to whoever's using that service. It's an example of why bringing in consultants who don't understand what we're trying to do with our solid waste system is a mistake. And we waste a lot of money on these consultants, frankly. It's been council policy for a long time that we want to incent people to reduce the garbage, but we've just paid a big consulting firm a bunch of money, and they had to give us something. So they said, why don't you put a charge on these bins? It's dumb.
So if we're charging for those bins, $8 for mass pickup, 3.9% overall, that's a lot of money. Why? Why are we seeing
Well, there
all
are several things going on. One thing is that during the previous administration, Mayor Ford's, and the first 2 years of this administration, frankly, they cheaped out. They didn't put enough money in to pay for the future costs of things like processing our organics or maintaining landfill capacity. And whenever you cheap out, it catches up with you in the end. This is a bit of a catch-up budget.